few days walking around here in Cusco, we've been trying to learn as much as possible, take in all the history that we can, and there is so much. So we're going to try to bounce off each other and give you as much information as we've learned.
Yes, and the biggest thing that we've learned is that there's so many layers and symbolism to everything here in the city. So the symbolism from the animals, you'll learn so much about the puma being a really important animal here. In fact, the outline of the city is in the shape of a puma, but also the condor and the snake are so important in their culture. The mountains, the rivers, everything is so important, and it has so much meaning. So learning about all of that and how layered a history this city is, it's amazing.
Yeah, it actually dates back to 1200 AD. So that would make it the oldest city that's still inhabited and has been the whole time in the Americas.
Yeah. And actually the word Cusco is
Quechua.
The Quechua word for navel, meaning the center. And this was the center of the
Tahuantinsuyo.
You're so good at this. The Tahuantinsuyo Empire, this was the center of it before it was...
Yeah, it stretched all the way to northern Ecuador, the center of Chile, into Bolivia, and Argentina. So it was massive. And I think there was, what, 12 million people living in the region, with at least 200,000 of them being right here in Cusco. Then, 1530, when the Spaniards came and said, I'll take that.
Yeah, and it's so sad because if the Spaniards at the time had taken the time to recognize the engineering, the architecture, the art that went into the entire region, that hopefully they would have been more impressed by it rather than just seeing the gold and silver and taking it, because it is an impressive feat that they have done with art, architecture, engineering. It's awesome. Yeah,
even to this day, as old as it is, you couldn't slide a dollar bill between the stones, and some of the stones are, 100, 120 tons. So it is very impressive. And unfortunately, it wasn't, from what we gather, it wasn't that big of a battle, because the culture here is super inviting. So they looked over the mountain, they said they saw a bunch of people come and said, oh, come on, we have food, we have gold, whatever you need, we'll let you have it, thinking it was going to be a friendly encounter, but turned out to not be so. Yeah, and mainly because historically people have said, oh, the Peruvians have fought amongst each other, and that's just not true. Like, even between the different cultures here, the people that lived in the mountains versus the people that lived in lower land, the people in the mountains were growing grain, whereas the people in the lower lands had things like sugar, so they traded. So they were really welcoming to each other, so it was not weird that they would extend that to strangers. Yeah, which was actually used against them. The Spaniards were able to find these trails because the Incans didn't just walk and make a dirt trail. They formed trails out of stone and took a lot of time. So when the Spaniards got here, they said, oh, look at this trail, let's follow it. Oh, it goes into a city full of gold. So really worked against them, but from what we've seen, they've kind of not let it bother them. They're still super inviting, like they'll give you anything you need. Yeah. Such a great place. So if you are thinking about making a trip, so far we can't talk enough about Cusco, so hopefully you will fall in love with it as much as we do from our videos. Definitely. Come check it out. We are in Plaza de Armas. Yes, this place is so big. And so nice. It's surrounded by churches, and the highest in elevation, 100% Irish owned, Irish operated, Irish pub. Never mind that there's one like 2 doors down, but whatever. And it's a little higher, but they don't have all those disclaimers. But the place is surrounded by churches, And then you have all these restaurants with balconies on the second floor. So at nighttime, there's always stuff going on down here. And you can just, if you can find a balcony seat, sit there, have some pisco sours, watch the craziness ensue down below.
Like we're about to do right now.
I think so.
Look at us.
Plus, if you ever want a massage, come here.
Yeah, there's ladies offering all kind of, I assume they're, you know, above board massages, but there seem to be a lot of massage places right here.
Yeah, every 10 feet you get asked if you want a massage. And I think it's 20 soles, which is nothing. All right, better view of one of the churches behind us. This other one here. The small doors there are like 15, 20 feet high. I can't even imagine that middle door.
The Blanco Cristo, there's another one.
That's a different one, yeah. The country and the state flag. I feel like somebody might have taken over that state flag, but
something happened today because there's confetti everywhere.
Yeah, it was the celebration, the Catholic celebration today.
I think it was San Martin. It was the celebration day San Martin. Oh, feel some rain.
Yep, raindrops are starting, so we need to get in a restaurant before everybody else does. In our last video, we were in Mendoza, Argentina, which had the widest streets and sidewalks of anywhere in South America. And now we're in Cusco. A little bit different. What you think?
Good call.
The streets here are narrower than the sidewalks were in Mendoza. Not all of them, obviously. We're just up in the hills and the neighborhoods right now.
To be fair, this is like a passageway in between streets. So, but cars still come.
Here we go. All right, we're officially out of breath.
We made it. We're 3,600 meters, and we can see where we were last night in the Plaza de Armas. But in addition to just getting a gorgeous view of the valley, you can see the city of Cusco.
And here are the celebrations. It's a Catholic holiday today, which seems like that's almost every day, but we woke up to fireworks, not sure if they were gunshots or fireworks, and it's confirmed now.
Yes.
Celebration.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so a slight uphill walk with no signs, but it is pretty much only one street, and if you follow all the tour buses, there's a ton of tour buses, so it's not gonna be hard to find. But we made it to
Kenko.
Yay!
We were told we really have to put it out there. Kenko.
An emphasis on the ga. So, yeah.
We'll self-guide ourselves through this. It's just another little ruins pretty close to the sexy woman. Let's see what we have. So far, some giant rocks. See some signs, so maybe we'll get a little clarity on it. So it is a labyrinth. And what do they do with that?
So the labyrinth is set up, I think one of the leaders, and I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name, but this was his mausoleum, and so they had a bunch of complicated pathways set up so that obviously his body wouldn't be disturbed, and they had a lot of rituals and stuff in there as well.
Temperature varies from one side of a rock to the other, from warm to I might need a jacket. Oh, there's one up there. It's like some altars. Everything's so smooth. not sure if we talked about it, but we'll show a picture here of how they designed the city of Cusco to be in the shape of a puma. So obviously it's grown so much you can't see that anymore, but we'll show a picture of it and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, even they got really detailed in terms of how they were laying the city out to make it look like a puma. So they got the head, they got the tail, they got the heart, they got the genitals, which how fun is it to be in that part of town? I'm in the genitals of the puma.
It's actually where we're staying.
We're staying in the genitals of the puma.
And they all mean something specific to them, which I don't remember at the moment, but they had good meanings.
Yeah.
I think I could guess one. And this is a pretty easy one here. Pretty much just walk through the middle of it, and then the new exit forces you down here in a nice little stand of trees. But
yeah, there's people down there, there's kids down there playing soccer. There's a girl taking her quinceañera pictures. So I think if you are wiped out, it's an easy place to come hang if you packed a little snack and you want to grab a drink.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good place to hang out after.
One of the best views you could get, for sure.
Absolutely. All right, we made it to the top of Pukapukara, and this is probably the third stop that we've had.
Yeah, the third site today.
So started at about 10 o'clock this morning, and once we did all the hiking through the first one, I think that took the majority of our day.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. What is it? 60 woman.
60 woman.
That's by far the biggest one. It'll take up the most of your time, so I'd start there.
Yes, and go early, because there's a lot of tour buses that stop through during the day, and as we've discovered, they follow you. They're going on the same tour that we're going on. So definitely do that one first, spend as much time there as possible. The second one, we went to Tambomachay, thank you. They had some trails and stuff we didn't take. It seems like the main attraction was like when you first get there. So we spent maybe 15 minutes there max. And Pukapukara is down the road. You can walk to it from Tambomachay. I cannot say that word. Tambomachay. You can walk there, and really the best view of it is from a distance. We're on top of it right now. You get a really amazing view of the valley, but if you want to see the actual architecture and the site itself, the best site is really from a distance.
So it's time to head back to town, get some Pisco Sours.
Pisco Sour.
Peace out for Pisco's.
Rindiendo nuestro homenaje a nuestra institución, el Centro Comercial en Bolivia. Es por ello que ya está con nosotros dignísimas autoridades y distinguido público presente. Tenemos que presentar.
This is the coolest thing about traveling. We had no idea this was going to be happening today. We did see yesterday there was a lot of commotion about streets being shut down, and there was a higher police presence, but nobody could tell us what it was. So yeah, apparently there's some dignitaries in town and they're being honored with parades.